So let's begin down at the end of your mat, feet hip distance apart, body length and tall. We're going to begin in Tadasana, our mountain pose, our blueprint yoga pose here. So just take a moment to settle into your position. Feel the big toe, the little toe, the heel and the whole sole of the foot connecting down into the earth, into the mat. Feel the pelvis being stable, the rib cage is in, shoulder blades are drawn back and down, chest lifted, head lengthened. Feel that stretch from the crown of the head all the way up, away from the tailbone. Let's just take a nice big inhale and exhale. Float in the arms, we're going to rise up with an inhale and then exhale down. Inhale, reach tall, keep the rib cage gliding down. Eye gaze remains forward as we create that length through the top of the head. Take one more. And then from here, we're going to take it into some knee bends as well. So from there, we're going to bend through the knees, arms rise, arms circle down. Take an inhale, weight through the heels, exhale. Keep the knees and feet all facing forwards. Feel that grounding down through the hips as we sink the bottom back. And once more, inhale. And exhale, taking it into our forward bends here. We're going to take the hands onto the hips. Take an inhale to rise. Core engages. We're going to take an exhale, forward fold just to here. And then rise back up tall. Exhale, come through. Keep the eye gaze out, back of the spine long and lengthen tall. Taking one more like this. Maintaining the length through the spine, we're now going to add in some arms. So this time, as we come forward, reach the arms out in front and then rise up tall. Breath out. Inhale, feeling that core connecting, moving with your breath. And then from here, we're going to take it into our full sun salutation. So we're going to inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, hinge forward, take your forward fold. Hands to shins or knees, halfway lift. Lengthen through the spine and exhale, forward fold. Eye gaze, come to the knees. Just rest for a moment. We're going to hold it here as we just take a breath. Core engages in towards us. And then from there, take an inhale, rise up tall, hands meet to the top, resting back down. And again, inhale, lengthen tall, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reach the crown of the head from the tailbone, and then exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, rise yourself up tall, and then exhale, just reset. We're going to take that one last time. So let's lengthen. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, hinge forward, down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine out. And then exhale, forward fold. Eye gaze to the knees. Take the thumbs into your elbow crease. Let the head and neck hang heavy, and we're just going to release any tension that there might be in the neck and shoulders. Just let that whole upper body relax into the stretch. Creating space in the lower back, space through the back of the body, and just deepening that breath. From there, hands towards shins or knees, we're going to inhale, halfway lift. Shift the weight more to the right leg as we take the left leg back, knee to the floor, and we're going to come up for our crescent pose. So from here, the hips are squared to the end of the mat. Create this sense of length through the torso, through the pelvis, through the body. So lengthening as tall as we can, and then take those arms up with us. Lift through the chest. We're going to inhale, exhale. Relax the shoulders down, but keep lifting up through the front. Pressing through that front heel for support. One more breath. We're going to take it into some flossing here for some movement. So from there, we're going to send the hips back behind us, lengthen through the front leg, but keep the hips square so we're all facing down the mat. Reach back with the bottom and hips. And then we're going to rise forward, but rise upwards at the same time. Really encouraging that stretch forward, but the strength to lift up high. Let's bring it back, floss, eye gaze to the ankle or just to the side of the ankle, but encouraging hips back behind us. Bring it through, lengthen tall, lift, stretch, hold it here. One more floss, we're going to bring it back, fingertips light on the mat. So just keeping that eye gaze to the ankle or just off to the side as we hold. Bringing it through, come back to our crescent moon position here. Hands come down to heart center. Keep the chest nice and high. We're going to rotate. So taking an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate towards that front knee. And then bring it back. And again, breath out, rotate round, breath in, making it bigger this time. So as we rotate, extend those arms out, open through the chest. Inhale, come back. One more like this. Breathing out, fingertips stretch wide from each other as much as we can. And then we bring it back to center. We're going to take it into higher crescent pose. So curl the back toes and press up through that back foot, hands to the floor. We're going to take it around for a twist. So power up the back leg, extend that knee, reach the fingertips to the ceiling, eye gaze to the hand or out to the front if you prefer. Really draw yourself away from the mat as we inhale and exhale. From there, bring the hand back to the mat and step that foot forward. We're going to take a halfway lift, lengthen the spine and exhale, forward fold. Rising up on your inhale, reach tall and just take a Tadasana to reset. Tadasana is great for always coming back to realign, reset the body. So let's sun salutation again. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, crown away from tailbone, and exhale, fold. Staying here for one more breath. Shift the weight to that left leg. Big step back through the right leg for our crescent moon and rise up. So lifting through the chest. Feel this grounding upwards. So grounding down through the feet, but lifting through the pelvis and the chest. Press through that front heel. Breastbone shining high. We're going to floss. So let's inhale. Let's exhale, bring it back. Hips remain square. Eye gaze to the ankle or just to the side. Bring it through. Feel that lift. Feel that height as we come through. Bringing it back. Eye gaze looks down. Shoulders are relaxed. Fingertips are just light on the floor here. Coming through, lifting tall through the chest. Shoulders softened into their sockets. Let's floss one more time. Bringing it back. Draw the toes up towards you. Sink a little bit lower. and bring it through. We're going to come into our twists. So take your hands down to heart center. Keep that lift through the chest. Let's inhale and we exhale, rotate. Inhale, come back. Keep your spine as long as you can. Breathing out. Breathing in, making it wider. So as we rotate, extend those arms outwards. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist and reach long. And inhale, come back. Taking it into high crescent pose. So curl the back toes, power up the back leg, plant the hand. We're going to go into our twist. So extend the back knee, lengthen all the way to these fingertips. Eye gaze to the hand or straight ahead, whichever is more comfortable. Holding it strong, we inhale, we exhale. Hands come to the front of the mat, bring that back leg through, halfway lift and lengthen, and exhale, fold. Sun salutation, come all the way up to standing. Let's just take our Tadasana reset for a moment. Eye gaze forward, soften through the shoulders. So sun salutation here. Let's inhale, lengthen to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forwards, eye gaze to knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Send the head away from the tailbone. And then exhale, fold. Taking a breath in. Breath out. Shift that weight to that right leg. We're going to send the left leg back. We're going to rise up for warrior one. So bend through the front knee, angle through the back leg, but the hips and shoulders square to the end of your mat. We hold this position. So have that sense of grounding down through the feet, but lifting through the pelvis, through the core, through the upper body. Soften the shoulders into their sockets whilst feeling that rise. Strong position. Let's inhale. Exhale. Opening out for warrior two, we're going to bring the arms out wide, sink lower and rotate that back leg for a wider stance. Foot square to the end of the mat. Lengthen through the fingertips. Eye gaze down that middle finger. Draw that core in. Feel the opposition as the fingertips reach long. One more breath. From here, we're going to take it into reverse. So we're going to float this top arm up as the bottom arm reaches down the leg. And then reverse it round again. Bring this top arm over to stretch. Take a nice big inhale, reach. Take an exhale, stretch. Once more, inhale, reach. Take an exhale, stretch. Coming back to warrior two, stretch out long. From there, just bring the feet a little bit closer together. We're going to lift up tall, stretch tall, sink down to warrior two. Open that front knee. Rise up tall and float. Once more, rise and float. Open the chest, open the front knee. Rising up tall, we're going to come into triangle pose. So you might want to bring the legs a little closer together. Lengthen tall, bring the arms down. We're just going to reach the body forward, floss that body forwards. Bring it back up. Breath out, floss. Try to touch that wall and back. On this next one, floss forward, but bring the arm down as we bring the top arm up. Both legs are straight. Eye gaze to the fingertips or just straight ahead. Take an inhale And an exhale. Really rotate through that front chest. Draw your shoulder back. Keep those legs nice and strong. And rest. Turn to the front of the mat. Step yourself through. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise tall. And take a Tadasana to reset. Relax those shoulders. We'll go again on the other side. So taking an inhale, reach tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Shift that weight to the left leg. Step back through the right leg. Rise up for warrior one. So bending through that front knee, knee over ankle, hips and shoulders square to the end of the mat. Soften the chest and shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking it into warrior two. So we want to widen our stance, open the back leg, sink a little lower, open this front knee, lift through the chest. Hold, inhale, exhale. Feel that core connecting through the middle, that rise through the chest and pelvis. Get ready to reverse warrior. Take that front arm up to the ceiling, the back arm slides down, and then we bring it reverse the other way. Glide that arm overhead. Strong back leg. We inhale, reach. We exhale, come through. Come overhead. Keep those legs strong. Last time. Inhale, reach to the ceiling. Exhale. Strong through that front leg. Rise back to warrior two. Narrow your stance slightly if you need to. We're going to rise up tall, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, down to warrior two. Rise up tall, soften it down. One more, we lift and we come down. Get right down in that front knee, but lifting through the chest. Making our way to triangle pose. You might want to shorten your stance. We're going to lift up, extend both legs, bring the arms down, floss from the waist, rise back up, reaching long through those fingertips, hips behind us, and back. On this next one, floss forward, hand comes down, hand opens up. So we really want to open that front of the body. Eye gaze to the hand or equally just out in front. Send the hips back and open that top shoulder. We hold to inhale and exhale. One more breath. Hands to the front of the mat. Step it through. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Rising all the way up. Hands to heart center. Take a Tadasana. Soften those shoulders down. Ground through the feet. But feel that energy rising tall as we're feeling warmer and moved. So from here, we're going to take it down onto the mat through our sun salutation. So take an inhale, reach tall. Take an exhale, hinge forward, core engages. Inhale, halfway lift, reach that crown of the head away, spine long, and then exhale, fold. Drawing that core in towards you. Get as close towards those knees as you can. Shift the weight to that right leg. Take a step back with the left. Knee returns. Take the right knee back. We're going to come down into child's pose. So parting the knees if it feels more comfortable for you. Encourage your chest low to the floor. Release the tension through the upper body and breathe out. From here, curl the toes if you haven't already. Hands to the floor. We're going to come into downward facing dog. So legs are hip distance apart. We curl the toes. We inhale. Core engages. We exhale, press up and away. So reaching those hips away from you, pushing yourself backwards. No concern if the heels do not reach the ground, just encourage them, maybe with a little pump through each leg. And looking towards those knees, drawing in through the core, we inhale and exhale. Soften the knees, come through to your child's pose. Extend those arms out, reach long through the spine. Breathing out, breathing in. Come back onto those hands, engage the core, press your feet, press your hands up and back. Settle into your downward dog, pushing backwards, creating length through the spine, through the back of the body, strong in those legs as we inhale and exhale. Coming forwards, down to wide knees, reach the arms out, soften down. Last time, coming through, equal pressure, hands and feet. Send the hips up and away, encouraging that weight back behind you, head nice and heavy. This time, come through and remain on knees and hands. So bring the shoulders over the wrists, bring the hips over the knees, so we're in all fours. Draw the chest up nice and high and engage that core underneath. We're going to take it into swimming for opposite arm and leg movements. So power up through the core, strong arms, lengthen the opposite arm and leg out, lift, and then return. Glide out, draw up, back and down. So let's keep each arm and leg in their own little channel. Really be precise in our movement here. Keep that chest lifted high from the mat. Let's breathe out. Breathe in. Chest stays lifted, core strong, especially on the lift. Now we want to lift to shoulder height, hip height every single time. Breathing out. Breathing in. 2 more. And 1 more. Taking it to our wide child's pose, curl the toes, send the hips down, but not staying here for any time. Come back to hands and toes, press through the feet, send those hips up and away. Hold for 1 breath. Come back to all fours. We're going to resume our swimming position for some pulses on one side. So tall through the chest, core set, lengthen, lift. From here, hand tap, toe tap. Keep it really stable through your trunk. Reach the head away from your tailbone. Reach your chest away from the floor. Breath out. 1 more set. Take it in, child's pose, but not for any time. As we come back, curl the toes, engage the core, press up and back. Come forwards, we'll do the other side. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, core engaged, lengthen, lift, hold it stable, tap and tap. Breath out, breath in. Keep that core pulling up towards you. lifting to that same height every time. Last one. Take your child's pose. Reach it back and long, pause, and then send yourself up for downward dog. Inhale, push back, exhale, hold. Drawing up through that core, pressing those heels back behind you. Come through to knees. We're going to stay on all fours here. We're going to take it into some side bend rotations. So just take the knees together and we're going to take the weight onto one hand as we rotate ourselves around. So press yourself away from the mat with this bottom shoulder, bottom hand, lifting tall through the top hand. Come back through the middle. Rotate round to the other side. Shoulder over wrist, we lengthen tall. Lift that lower waist. Squeeze your knees together. Come back around. Come back to the first side. Shoulder over wrist. Knees are stacked. Lengthen tall. And then from there, we're going to extend that top leg. Mermaid, rainbow that stretch over. So ground through your foot and hand, lift your rib cage to the ceiling. And then from here, we're going to level out, lift, elbow to knee, and stretch. Breath out, breath in. We've just got 3, 2, and 1. Bring it round. We'll go through our child's pose to down dog, but just taking a pause and a stretch. Reset to all fours, core engages, push up and back. Come back to your knees. We'll do that on the other side. So knees together, rotate round, lengthen tall. Extend the top leg. Rainbow that arm over, lift through that bottom waist. Feel the good stretch. Level it out, elbow to knee. We're going to breathe out, breathe in. Squeeze and stretch. Squeeze, stretch. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring it round. Take your child's pose again just to reset on the mat. Hips over heels. Nice big exhale. Take a couple of breaths just to relax. Reset and return to all fours. We're going to finish this section with some push-ups for our upper body strength. So work your knees back behind you, hands about mat width or shoulder width apart, and then bring yourself into your high plank position. Engage through your core, chest is high and feet are lifted. So we inhale, prepare, we exhale. Inhale. So trying to bring the chest with you as far as you're able. Breathing out, breathing in. Get a good push and press. For 3, 2, and 1. Part the knees but feet together. Let's take our last child's pose down and breathe out. Rest your forehead to the mat. Bring those arms back behind you and just really let the shoulders hang heavy and relax. So let's take it down into sitting now. We're going to just do an upper body mobility section before we move on to the rest of the work. So taking our upper back exercise, we're going to look down and press down, stretch to the ceiling and release. Look down, push down, reach through the spine, eye gaze high and release. Breathing out, reach, pausing overhead this time, take it over to a mermaid. So pin that opposite hip to the floor and then bring it back. Look down, push down, stretch it through, take it to the other side. Back to center, upper back, reaching tall. This time take it into a twist. So rotate and use your hands to get more twist through the spine. And then come back to the other side, stretch it through, and then rotate. Keep that length in the spine, nice and high. And come back. We're going to take it into some reverse hovers just to work the upper body some more and encourage these hips to warm up as well. So legs are hip distance apart, shoulders are back, chest is lifted high. Let's inhale, prepare. As we exhale, squeeze through those arms, shoulder blades together, lift yourself high and inhale, lower down. Squeeze the elbows back behind you as if we're trying to get them to touch. Feel that lift through the breastbone and lower down. Each time trying to maintain hips level with the knees. So think of a tabletop coming in here, grounding through the feet, but feeling that lift through the bottom. We'll take one more. And release. Taking it down into lying, we're going to come into some of our bridge poses here. So we're just going to rest our heads down on the mat, shoulders are relaxed, and just find your neutral position. Making sure you've got just your natural curve underneath, level across the hips here. So as we exhale, we're going to roll through your spine, peel your tailbone up off the floor. Take an inhale, exhale. So really let your spine flow. Feel each vertebrae lifting off the mat. Feel your core tucking in on itself as we come down, adding some arms to flow. So on this next one, pause at the top, and as you come down, bring those arms over. And then we're going to increase that flow. So trying not to pause for any length of time. Just work through the spine. Feel the arms just gliding through the movements. Breathing out. Inhale to hold. Breathing out. Taking one more like this. And then resting it down. We're going to take it into some scissors next. So from here, make sure you are in your neutral position, hands by the sides, and the shoulders are relaxed. Engaging through your core. Float one leg to tabletop. We lower down. Opposite leg lifts and lowers down. So I want you to feel that connection between the hip bones, across the core. Exhaling and inhaling. Be really precise, keeping the pelvis steady and controlled. We'll take two more like this. And one more. We're going to add that into our bridge this time. So from here, roll through your bridge. Hold the hips steady. Now, if you don't want to do the full lift, you can take a heel lift instead. Okay, so heel lift or power up the glutes and core. Scissor lift. We'll do one on either side. And then we roll back down again. So you can choose heel lift or scissors lift. Exhale and inhale. Keep that pelvis lifted and level. Lower back down again. Inhale, pause. Exhale, lift. Aiming for that 90 degrees hip, 90 degrees knee. And down. Taking one more like this. Nice and high. Keep it steady. Power up those hips. Roll it down. Good. Hug the knees into the chest for a moment, just to give the lower back a little bit of a round. And release the legs. Come back to your neutral position. So level across the hips. Just your natural curve. We're going to take it to scissors 2. So float one leg, deeper core engagement, float your second leg. Make sure the elbows are not bent if you touch the knees. And then from here, we are going to toe tap away from the body. Breathing out, breathing in. Soft through the shoulders. Feel all the effort going into the core to make sure your pelvis remains steady. If this is too much for you, however, come back to the first option. Okay, we want to make sure that we maintain this gap under the lower back all the way through. So making sure we are not squashing the back to the floor or arching it away. Let's breathe out, breathe in. 2 more. And then we're going to finish here in our tabletop position. Float the arms up for our double leg stretch here. So engage through that center. We are going to lengthen out, bring it back. Breath out, breath in. If that's not for you, you can take the lighter option, one leg to tabletop, and we stretch out. Whichever option you go for, let's feel that rib cage connecting down to the core, and let's all feel the length through the body. So that opposition stretch from fingertips away from toes. Imagine that we're pressing a button on the wall and we're trying to touch the button above the head here. Feel that belt getting tighter around your waist as we exhale and inhale. Keep the shoulder blades soft into your mat. We're going to take just 2 more. Breath out. Breath in. And one last time. Good. From there, hug those knees into your chest. Let the lower back round to the floor. Little shake side to side. Release the legs one at a time. Bring yourself round onto your side. We're just going to make our way up to finish with some of our stretches. So we're going to start with bound angle pose. So bring the feet together with each other, equal pressure on your sitting bones, and lengthen tall through your chest. On our exhale, we're just going to take a gentle forward bow. No pressure through the legs, but just encourage them to relax down. With every breath, feel length being created through your spine rather than compression through the feet. Notice how the chest is open and not hunched forwards, so we are still lifted. And then rise up carefully. From here, we are going to extend the legs out long in front of us, but create that lift through your pelvis and draw one leg in towards you. As far as you're comfortable to take it, we're going to lengthen tall and we're going to take a twist round. So pressing this knee in towards us, pressing this knee down into the mat. And then switch them over. Draw that leg in, lengthen tall, and twist. And then releasing, coming into a seated position. cross-legged if you can, or whatever feels good. We're going to lengthen tall. Taking our mermaid stretch, we're going to float this arm over. Hopefully feels a bit more stretched out, a bit more flexible after your workout. Nice big exhale to float. Inhale, rise tall, and exhale. And then just coming back to seated, we're just going to finish with our short piece of relaxation, mindfulness to set. So you can lie down if you wish to, or you can stay in sitting. If you're sitting, let's just really relax the hands, soften through the shoulders, let the eyes become heavy. Let the tension go through the body. Let go of your glutes. Let go of your pelvic floor. Give the toes a wiggle until they rest. And then let's just focus solely on that breath in and that breath out. As we inhale, let's feel the rise through your chest, the expansion through the ribs. And as you breathe out, let's just feel all that air draining. Feel the tension go. If the mind wanders, any thoughts that come in, just send them straight back and bring that focus back to that breath. We inhale, expansion. We exhale, tension releases. On the exhale, feel the shoulders drop. Feel the arms hang heavy. And just scan yourself from head to toe to feel all of that tension just softly disappear. That nice calming feeling sweeping from the head, softening through the shoulders, relieving away from the hips and pelvis. And hopefully any thoughts dissipating with it, sending them away. So we just have a moment of calmness, a moment of stillness, a moment of rest. And then just start to gently wiggle your fingertips, wiggle your toes, gently lift open through the eyes and give those shoulders a nice feel-good lift and roll. We're just going to take our hands together, stretch to the ceiling for our last inhale as we reach tall, and then we exhale. And that's us, guys. I hope you enjoyed that today, and I'll hopefully see you soon.